Hey everybody, Ron at you with another retirement update. Okay, today is April the 5th, 2025. I've been retired officially 3 months and 5 days. Okay, some of the things that I have done, I finally got my Social Security checks figured out. And if you haven't seen that, there's a video in there where I talk about the dilemma and then I talk about the solution after that. Anyways, I finally got my first check, and lo and behold, the crazy government, they paid me for March in advance, about 3 weeks in advance. So my next check is scheduled for the end of April, the fourth Wednesday of April. The fourth Wednesday is when I get my check, so the fourth Wednesday of April will be my next check. Hopefully we got that all squared around behind me. Now, what we did this past week is both my wife and I had 401ks with our previous employers, okay? And we could have left them there with the companies they were at, but I really wanted to get my money and my financial advice a little bit closer to home, okay? I was going to have to deal with people over the phone. I didn't want to do that. So what we did is we hired a financial advisor, okay? And their licensed advisor, we have opened up 2 IRA accounts, one for me and one for my wife, because we can't combine the monies, okay? And we filled out the paperwork and everything to request a rollover from our 401ks into our IRAs. Now, in light of recent events, okay, I'm a little concerned that we're really doing it at the right time, because I don't pay much attention to the news, but from what I hear, the stock market was down this week, okay? And that's okay. It goes up and down, but I would have hoped to have found it on an upswing instead of a downswing when we transferred to our IRAs, okay? So we got all the paperwork finished for that, and we've already gotten a text message from our broker house, which is Charles Schwab, and to set up some online access for our accounts. The money transaction has not happened yet, okay? It's supposed to take about a week or two, maybe 3 weeks for that to happen. So what they had to do is we had to fill out these forms, okay? And I'm telling you this because you may have to do the same thing yourself, and just so you know what you're up against. So we had to fill out some forms and sign some forms, and then they had to send the rollover request forms to our companies that had our 401ks, okay? And apparently they have to sign off on it, and they could hold things up, okay? If the person who needs to sign off on it's on vacation or whatever. Hopefully not, okay? So it may take 3 days, it may take 5 days, it may take 2 weeks. We don't know about that part of it. But once they sign off on it, I guess they have to verify that we're no longer employed there and we retired and all that. Then it goes to the company, and then a disbursement happens, okay? So I'm looking at the whole process, and I'll let you know for sure, but I'm thinking it's going to take us about a month from start to finish. Now, we are about probably about a week or 10 days into it with the financial advisor, because we had to give him some information. His office had to fill out the forms. I tell you what, we signed more papers than you would have signed buying a car or a house, okay, just to open up an IRA. But they took about a week or 10 days to get everything together, and then they called us down to sign the paperwork and go over everything with us. So don't expect things to happen the same day you go down and see these financial advisors. They need to have time too. But I'm thinking that the whole shebang is going to take probably about a month, okay? So be prepared for that. When you retire, you need to consider, are you happy with where your money is? Myself, I was not, okay? I prefer to have it in my own IRA so I can have quick access to it. And that's another thing. Let me cover that for you too, about accessing your 401k funds, because you may or may not be able to do that in partial increments. So let me cover that now in the next part of this video. So when my wife called her 401k company, and that was Voya, okay, they told her that she had 3 choices, okay. she could, was it 3 choices or 2 choices? Let's see. She had, the choices were this. She could leave it there, okay, and do nothing. She could take it all out. In other words, close the account and roll it over into something else. They would not allow her to take partial distributions from it. Like, if you wanted to take like $4,000 a year out of your 401k, the way theirs was set up, they would not allow you to do that. So you need to check your 401k. Now, for me, I can't tell you how mine was set up, but I believe you could have taken distributions out of mine. But I decided I didn't want to do that. I decided I wanted to get my money closer to home. I wanted to have a financial advisor who I could call and talk to and would look after my money. With the 401k accounts, nobody was looking after it. Okay, they had it in a plan, a target plan, I guess they call it. Mine was a Vanguard Target 2025, which means I was going to retire in 2025. And it automatically got invested into certain things depending on your aggression level of your account. Now, my aggression level was low at the end, which was good. My wife's aggression level was high at the end, which was bad, because every little hiccup in the stock market, her account fluctuated greatly. But every little hiccup in the stock market, my account fluctuated very little, okay? So, you need to check your investments too. As you get older and you get closer to retirement, you need to make sure you have your investments at the aggression level that you feel comfortable with, okay? When you're first putting into a 401k, being very aggressive with your investments and what have you, that's fine, okay? You got a lot of time to recover. But as you get older, you want to kind of back off on those risk factors, okay? I said aggression is risk factors. So, my company that I was with, they had an automatic thing where when you said, I want to be in this targeted 2025 fund, well, over the years, the risk factor went lower and lower and lower. But my wife, her risk factor stayed the same as if she was working. So her account fluctuated quite frequently, okay? So anyways, that's where we are at with our finances. Like I said in a previous video that I was talking about, I plan on doing a budgeting video at the end of April, the first part of May, and I'm waiting to get my first good month under my Social Security checks to see what kind of budgeting we're at. So far, things look pretty good. We have not taken any money from our 401ks yet, obviously. Okay, we're in the process of moving them around. But just as soon as I get my 401k situated to an IRA, I'm going to start taking distributions out, probably about $400 or $500 a month, just to supplement my hobbies, okay? And I have a lot of hobbies, all right? So anyways, I hope somehow this may help you if you're considering to retire, and just be advised that you might want to check deeply into your 401ks if you have one. And if you're a younger person watching this video and you don't have a 401k, my suggestion to you is, this is an old person, I'm 67 years old talking to you, okay? I'm talking to you young people. Start now. Put as much in there as you can, okay? Forget about it. Let it sit in there, but put as much as you can. My suggestion to you is, if you get a raise every year and you're living fine on the money you were earning before, take that amount of that raise and increase your contribution amount by the same amount into your 401k. I guarantee you, when you get to retirement, you're going to want that 401k, okay? If things keep going the way they are in the world, you're going to want that 401k. And, $1 million or $2 million in a 401k is very reasonable to have to handle retirement. And you could even retire early, okay, if you get it all figured out. Retire at 55, 56. I am meeting more and more people every day that have retired at 55, 54, 55. It's unbelievable. I would have never thought of that when I was 55. I was too busy working my ass off, okay? And, I didn't do the right thing. I didn't start my 401k early enough. I didn't put enough into it early enough. I didn't get really smart until about the last 10 years, okay? And really, that was kind of too late. But I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. We have a pretty good budget we can live with. Our vehicles are almost, well, my vehicle's almost paid off. The house is almost paid off. There's no worries about that. You need to go into retirement debt free. No debt at all if you can help it. No credit card debt, no house payment, no car payments, nothing. And if you do, then you can live really comfortably, okay, and travel and do all the things you want to do. All right, well, listen, we'll talk to y'all later. That's enough of that. Y'all have a fine day now. See you. Bye-bye.